All right, so we have been studying Greek mythology, ancient Greek mythology. We have finished reading Odysseus, and now I'm going to give you an opportunity to do some advanced searching on the internet about your assigned god or goddess, and it will be an Olympian. I am going to ask that you do not write me an essay or paper about the information that you learn about your god or goddess, but instead do something much more creative. I used to, in the past, ask my students to create a resume for their assigned god or goddess. You have to take all the information, the stories that you learn about your god or goddess, and be really creative and imagine would they be, what would their employment be considered? What would their professional title be? What were their skills, their strengths, their weaknesses, their address, even? What would their parents or friends be? And put that all into a resume. But you are going to use Google Slides. So, how do we use Google Slides to do this and do it creatively? So, we're on our Chrome page. We go to our Google Apps, click on it, we go down to Slides. This is Google's version of PowerPoint. So, we click on Slides. Here you'll see templates. We go up here, Template Gallery, and we're going to scroll down. And instead of a written resume, I'm going to have you do a Google slideshow that is a professional profile. So we're going to click on this template, professional profile. All right, so here's our template. You can see our different pages here, our different slides. Now remember, you're going to have to be creative here. So you're going to have to really use what you learn in your advanced Google search about your god or goddess and fill in the information on these slides. And you want to do your best to include as much information as you can to show me that you really did learn about your god or goddess. And you're going to be sharing this with me and with the class. So let's name it up here. This is your professional profile. We can call this resume for, in my case, I'll be doing Artemis. So we're on slide 1. So your name. So we click on it and we're going to write. Now, if your god or goddess has a Roman name that's different, you can do an AKA and then list their Roman name as well. Below that is, what is their title? What is a professional title? What would Artemis be? Well, she definitely knew how to take care of the forests. She was the protector of all the animals and nature. So let's call her an environmental scientist. Second slide. So this is where you just introduce your god or goddess. So we're going to introduce Artemis. Oops. And here we can include just some basic information about your god or goddess, what they're passionate about, what they're known for, what they love. This is a good place where you can put who the parents were, who they were related to, associated with. So you might say, I am passionate about nature, animals, children, and forests. Oops. My parents are Zeus and Leto, and my twin brother is good old Apollo. other information, maybe where she's from. I live, or I was born, let's say, on Mount Olympus, but choose to spend my time in the forests of ancient Greece. We could also add other information here. She's associated with the moon. Um, she is often seen with deer, excuse me, and she is an expert with the bow and arrow. This is where you can put other information that you learn that you might not be able to include on other slides. Next slide, this is skills and expertise. So again, click on here. We're going to change this. We're going to fill this in with what are the skills of your god or goddess? What are they experts at? Because remember, a god or goddess, they each had their own individual skills, their own areas that they were protectors of. And we might start off with that she obviously was the best huntress in Greece. She was a bow and arrow expert. She was a midwife. Her skills were that she was able to protect and rehabilitate the forests. Any others that you might think of you could add there? Next slide. This is employment history. So be creative here. Think about all the stories that you've heard, some of the things that they've done, that they've been involved in. If I was writing about Artemis, obviously I might include something here about her taking care of Apollo when he was a baby, or her having to deal with Orion. Some stories say that was her lover. Others say that she actually had to kill him at some point because of something offensive that he did, that she found offensive. Uh, but again, be creative and come up with different things that your mythological god or goddess did according to the stories that you learn in your advanced search. Next slide, sample project. To be honest, I'd rather this be something like strength and weaknesses. This is a great place to put those. And remember that the ancient Greeks really did a good job of making sure that each god or goddess had their own particular strengths and weaknesses because they were one of the first religions to make their gods or goddesses human-like. And so they portrayed each of them as having human strengths and human weaknesses, as well as other non-human strengths. Here, something I thought would be funny for her, an award that she may have gotten or received was the favorite goddess of the rural humans in ancient Greece. And then, I don't know, you could say, for the past 10 years or 100 years or whatever you'd like. Next one's education. Again, be creative here. Think about all the possible schools she would have gone to. Obviously, she would have went to Mount Olympus High School. Maybe she went to medical school where she learned to be a midwife, and she learned all about childbirth and helping pregnant women. She also probably went to some sort of school where she learned to be the amazing huntress that she was, and probably went to a school where she learned all about forestry because that's where she felt most at home and that's what she protected. And then contact information, each god or goddess tended to be in a different location. Hades would have been the underworld, Poseidon would have been the oceans, um, and Artemis would have been in the forests of Greece. And of course, create a uh, address for them, an email address for them. All right, so again, you're going to create a Google slide, and as you can see, it's very easy to do so. And when it comes to the images, you can replace them with images of your god or goddess or things that pertain to your god or goddess. And it's very easy to do. You just click on the different areas. Now, when you're done creating your slideshow, and when you do this, you can start it from the beginning. You can create it so that the audience has questions and answers, and you could put in some speaker notes if you were, you know, presenting this. But you want to make sure that when you are finished, that we go over to sharing, and you want to make sure that you make it one, public, and two, that you copy the link and then you paste it into Google Classroom. It will be saved automatically to your Google Drive, to your slides, and so you will find it there. And I hope that you enjoy this assignment and have fun with Google Slides. And when we do other assignments in the class with other pieces of literature that we study, there are many different templates for Google Slides that can be used and real creative ways to show the information that you learn in your Google Advanced Search about your topic.